tell you about the time that I was hooked up to an IV while I was at work. And if you're new here, I'm Jen. I help small business owners and new managers lead forward toward the future. I was a general manager at a small hotel during the pandemic. Hotels were closing left and right. Mine was left open. In order to continue working and to keep my job, I had to take a 25% pay cut, and I was required to work 60 to 80 hours a week. I was also not in the greatest part of town, so I had to start locking the door during the day and bring my giant German Shepherd to work with me every day for security purposes, but also because I needed to be able to walk her and feed her and take care of her. On one specific day, one of my very rare days off, I was at home with a migraine, and the girl working the front desk for the PM shift sent me a text message and said she wasn't going to be able to work her shift because she was sick. The problem about this day, this very specific day, was it was the very last day of the pay period, and all of the employees that I was allowed to keep, which wasn't very many of them, had already hit their 40 hours for the week. We weren't allowed to give anybody any overtime because that's what salaried people are for. So like the good little soldier I am, I went to work and I worked the shift. And as soon as I got into that building, I called to have somebody come hook an IV up to me with all the hydration and all the vitamins and all the things that are supposed to make you feel brand new. All because the CEO had me by the lady balls. Personally, if it were me and my company, I would have paid the extra $250 to have someone come in and work an overtime shift. I would be happy to pay that $250 to make that happen so that the GM, the person who's been busting their ass working 60 to 80 hour weeks on a 25% pay cut, could have one day off to nurse a migraine. So when I say nobody wants to work anymore, that's not it. I was working my tail off. It's that nobody wants to work in those conditions anymore. And I feel like these are things that are just being completely normalized, and they shouldn't be.